When we look at the universe, we often see a chaotic, random expanse of matter and empty space. But if you look closer, beneath the surface of physical reality, there is a hidden underlying architecture. Sacred geometry is not just a collection of beautiful shapes found in ancient temples or modern art. It is the literal source code and the architectural language the universe uses to build itself. The stakes here are massive. If we fail to understand this code, we remain disconnected from the fundamental reality of our own existence, viewing the world as random rather than intentional. But this raises a massive, unsettling question. Why do the exact same mathematical shapes appear in a microscopic cell? The human eye, a massive hurricane, and a spiral galaxy. Is it a mere coincidence, or is it a deliberate, intelligent code woven into the very fabric of reality? Before we decode the universe and uncover the hidden patterns of creation, I want to connect with you. Please comment below the country you are watching from and the exact time you found this video. If you are ready to explore the hidden layers of our world, please like this video and subscribe to Mythoros for more deeply researched journeys into humanity's enduring stories. To understand sacred geometry, we must strip away the modern superficial interpretations and go back to the absolute beginning of creation. We must journey into the void, before time, before space, and before the first physical atom was ever formed. In the beginning, there was only the monad. This is represented by a single solitary point. It is the singularity, the spark of pure consciousness, the ultimate. I am before anything else exists. It contains infinite potential, yet it has no dimensions. From this single point, the first movement occurs. The point expands outward, creating the circle. The circle is the ultimate symbol of unity, infinity, and the divine. It has no beginning and no end, representing the boundless nature of the universe. But here is the profound philosophical depth that most people miss. You are the point. Your individual consciousness is that singular spark, and the circle is the expansion of your awareness. The entire journey of sacred geometry is simply the story of consciousness expanding into form. But a single circle cannot create the diverse, complex universe we experience. Creation requires interaction, so the circle divides. A second circle intersects with the first, creating a line between their centers. This is the dyad, the number 2. It represents the birth of duality, the first separation from the absolute unity of the monad. It is the concept of I and other, light and dark, masculine and feminine. From this duality, the first true shape emerges, the triangle. This is the triad. The number 3. The triangle is the first stable, two-dimensional form. It represents synthesis, harmony, and the resolution of duality. It is the foundation of all structural integrity in the physical universe. When we add a fourth point, we create the tetrad, the number 4, represented by the square. The square represents the foundation of the physical world, the 4 cardinal directions, the 4 seasons, and the solid grounding of matter in space. But the true magic of creation begins when circles intersect, when 2 circles of the same size overlap perfectly. With the center of each resting on the circumference of the other, they create the Vesica Piscis. This almond-shaped overlap is the womb of creation. It represents the intersection of the spiritual and physical realms. The ratio of the height to the width of the Vesica Piscis is the square root of 3, a fundamental mathematical constant. Inside this shape, the first fish-like forms appear, symbolizing the birth of life. When we add a third circle and then a fourth, we begin to form the seed of life. This ancient symbol is composed of 7 interlocking circles of equal size. It looks like a simple, beautiful flower, but it holds a secret that bridges the gap between ancient mysticism and modern biology today. For centuries, mystics and alchemists viewed the seed of life purely as a spiritual symbol representing the 7 days of creation. But modern biology reveals a startling, undeniable truth. The seed of life is actually a literal physical map of cellular mitosis. When a single cell divides to create life in the human womb, it splits into 2, then 4, then 8, perfectly tracing the exact geometric pattern of the seed of life. The ancient mystics did not just invent a spiritual metaphor, they were observing the literal biological mechanics of life. When we expand this pattern into 3 dimensions, adding a sphere above and below the center, we create the egg of life. This 8-sphere structure is the exact geometric blueprint for the early stages of embryonic development, proving that geometry is the literal code of biological life. When we expand the seed of life by adding 6 more circles around the outside, we create the flower of life. This master blueprint, consisting of 19 complete circles, has been found in the Temple of Osiris in Egypt, the Golden Temple in India, and ancient synagogues. The flower of life is the foundational pattern of creation, containing the patterns of creation as they emerged from the great void. It represents the interconnectedness of all life. But how do we get from these flat, 2-dimensional circles to the 3-dimensional physical world we actually touch and feel? The answer lies in the next stage of expansion, known as the fruit of life. This pattern consists of 13 spheres arranged in a highly specific symmetrical grid. In esoteric anatomy, these 13 spheres map directly to the 13 major systems of the human body, including the nervous, circulatory, skeletal, and endocrine systems. When we connect the centers of these 13 circles with straight lines, we generate a highly complex grid-like pattern known as Metatron's cube. This is the ultimate geometric map of the universe. Metatron's cube contains every single shape that exists in the universe. Hidden within its intricate lines are the 5 Platonic Solids. These are the only 53-dimensional shapes where every face, edge, and angle is perfectly identical. They are the fundamental building blocks of physical matter. Every physical object in the universe, from a microscopic grain of sand to a massive distant planet, is constructed from the exact vibrational frequencies of these 5 sacred shapes. The first Platonic solid is the tetrahedron, a 4-sided pyramid. It represents the element of fire, transformation, and dynamic energy. It is the most stable structure in the universe. The second is the hexahedron, or the cube. It represents the element of earth, stability, grounding, and the physical realm. The third is the octahedron, an 8-sided shape resembling 2 pyramids base. It represents the element of air, intellect, and the breath of life. The fourth is the icosahedron, a 20-sided shape. It represents the element of water, flow, emotion, and the subconscious mind. The fifth and final solid is the dodecahedron, a 12-sided shape. It represents ether, spirit, and the universe itself. It is the shape of the cosmos, the container for all the other elements. When we take 2 tetrahedrons and interlock them, one pointing up and one pointing down, we create the star tetrahedron. This is the geometric representation of the human light body. One tetrahedron represents the physical, earthly nature, while the other represents the spiritual, heavenly nature. When these 2 forces are perfectly balanced and spinning in opposite directions, they create a powerful toroidal energy field around the human body. This field allows for higher states of consciousness, deep healing, and a profound connection to the universal source. It is not magic, it is the physics of resonance. By aligning our internal geometry with the external geometry of the universe, we elevate our entire state of being. But a static blueprint is not enough to create a living, breathing cosmos. The universe must move, grow, and expand. This brings us to the most important number in all of mathematics and nature, the golden ratio, also known as phi. This is the number 1.618. It is the mathematical ratio of perfect harmony, balance, and aesthetic beauty. It is the divine proportion that governs the growth and expansion of all living things in the universe, ensuring that everything grows in perfect, harmonious balance. The golden ratio is expressed in nature through the Fibonacci sequence. This is a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the 2 preceding ones: 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on. When you draw squares based on these numbers and connect them with a curve, you create the golden spiral. This spiral is everywhere. It is the exact shape of an unfurling fern frond, the chambered shell of a nautilus, the proportions of the human face, the swirling arms of a massive hurricane, and the grand sweeping structure of a spiral galaxy. We often look at these shapes and see random, organic beauty, but the universe is not just mathematically ordered in a static sense. It is literally breathing in a continuous, expanding spiral. This brings us to the bridge between ancient mysticism and modern quantum physics. How does this geometry actually manifest in the physical world? The answer lies in the science of vibration, specifically a field called cymatics. When sound waves are passed through a plate covered in sand or a dish of water, the physical matter instantly arranges itself into complex, perfect geometric patterns. Change the frequency of the sound, and the geometric shape changes. This proves that geometry is not just visual, it is acoustic. The universe is built by sound and frequency, a concept now validated by string theory in modern physics. Sacred geometry is simply frozen music. It is the visible physical footprint of invisible vibrational frequencies. Everything in the universe, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, is singing a specific geometric song. Another crucial shape is the torus. The torus is a donut-shaped energy field that is the fundamental shape of all energy in the universe. It is the shape of the Earth's magnetic field, the shape of a black hole, and the shape of the human heart's electromagnetic field. Energy flows in through the top of the torus, circulates around the center, and flows out through the bottom, creating a continuous, self-sustaining loop. This is how the universe breathes and sustains itself. In the realm of two-dimensional sacred geometry, the ultimate expression is the Sri Yantra. This ancient Hindu symbol consists of 9 interlocking triangles that radiate from a central point, the Bindu. It represents the union of the divine masculine and feminine, the cosmos and the individual. It is considered the most powerful of all yantras, a visual mantra that aligns the human mind with the cosmic order. Meditating on the Sri Yantra is said to unlock the deepest levels of consciousness and bring profound spiritual awakening. This leads to the ultimate paradigm, shifting realization about sacred geometry. We have been looking at these shapes in ancient temples, in seashells, and in distant galaxies, thinking they are things to be studied. But sacred geometry is not something out there that you simply observe. It is the literal architecture of your own body, your own mind, and your own soul. Your DNA is a geometric antenna. Your brain processes information through geometric frequencies. Your heart beats in the rhythm of the Fibonacci sequence. You are not just a tiny, insignificant observer living inside a geometric universe. You are a localized, conscious, and living expression of the universe's geometry itself. The source code is not just around you, it is you. When you truly understand this, your entire perspective on life shifts. You stop seeing yourself as separate from nature and realize you are an intricate, vital thread in the grand geometric tapestry of existence. When you align your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with these universal principles of harmony, balance, and proportion, you stop fighting the current of life. You begin to flow with it. You move from a state of chaotic resistance into a state of geometric grace. This is the ultimate secret of sacred geometry. It is not just a tool for understanding the cosmos. It is a practical guide for living a harmonious, awakened life. If this journey into the hidden blueprint of reality resonated with you, if you felt the echo of that ancient mathematical wisdom, please comment below. I understood. Let us know where you are watching from and what time it is there. Please subscribe to Mythoros to continue walking this path with us, and I will see you in the next video.